Auntie, so lovely to have you visit the Krida Center.
I'm enjoying
So I have here the gorgeous Mrs. Padma Srinath. She is a teacher extraordinaire, has taught in schools from Alcott Memorial to American School as well as Vidya Mandir, and I still meet people who love her. She also happens to be the mother of a childhood friend of mine, and she's known me from the time I was a little girl and has always been an inspiration with her bubbly energy. She's here to tell us how she used to play when she was a child. So, Auntie, you were telling me how your grandmother used to walk over to your house and play with you all.
Evening was playtime. There was no question of sitting in the house. We were pushed out by mothers or whoever, so evening was playtime. But besides the evening being playtime with the other people in the compound who would come out, and we would play games like hopscotch or, four stones and hide and seek. If it got a little dark, it's fun to play hide and seek. All that was great fun, great camaraderie, and it was no fights at all. It was just the fun.
And these are people who lived in your compound, Auntie?
Yeah, we had 4 families in one compound, and very interestingly, all 4 different communities. I don't know if that term should be used today, but that time we didn't even look at us as being people from different communities. There was a Syrian Christian family. There was a Parsi family where there was an elderly gentleman whom we used to call Tata. And Tata's children and grandchildren were also in the house. So we were all part of that group. And then there was a UP UP gentleman. His father was a businessman, so he was never at home in the evenings. And it was all great fun. Tata gave us a lot of philosophy, more than playing games. Gave us a lot of philosophy. He used to have a rooster in the house. He used to play catch the rooster and all that, which he used to keep. The rooster, very funnily, used to go and hide behind him, if he didn't want to be caught. But the best part of Tata's story is this. When the rooster died, Tata had a right royal funeral.
Oh, so
he
sweet.
made us all come there with a flower in our hands. My hair is standing up even when I think of it now that you're triggering it in my head. We had to lay a flower after he put him down in the little hole and put mud on him. And we had to think of feeling gratitude for him. So Tata, when we were 6 or 7, taught us that the parting with something is inevitable, but retain gratitude in your heart. I think that's a huge lesson for us. And that's one of the biggest lessons, but we had all children we used to play.
Auntie, you mentioned you played 4 stones.
Yes.
Which game is that, Auntie?
4 stones is where there are 4 stones for 4 quarters drawn inside a big square.
Okay.
And these 4 stones were kept in the middle.
Okay.
There was one person who was out, who should see that you don't get the stone.
Oh, so the 4 people would stand at the corners and had to pick the stone
and they had to
without
keep
getting
one
caught.
stone without being caught. So that was great fun. I mean, you don't realize how quick it can be and how sharp you have to be and quick-witted, and also, somebody will call your name and you'll just turn for a minute and then, oh God,
you're out.
the person is gone. I've taken the thing in. So there's a lot of, I think there was a lot of presence that you realized when you played those games, It is not a calculation, but you have to think of it on your feet.
Yeah.
I think those are some of the games that are not played by children
as much.
I think that spontaneity of play is kind of lost. I think it's partly because the apartment systems where ground floor is not available for children.
Not much space,
And space, the road is not as safe as it is. We used to have even running on the road and all that. And we could hide behind the road and all that stuff. Anyway, I don't think that, it's
Auntie, are you in touch with any of these people you played with?
No, not at all. None of them actually, because the Parsi community that we had, they've all deceased long back. We were in touch with the family who was the owner of the 4 places till even they, Vinny,
passed
I
away.
myself am pushing 80, so you can imagine I'm talking of.
You're a very young 80, auntie.
No, but I'm just saying that
Yeah,
it's
I
not
understand.
easy. And children
But did you
go
keep
away.
in touch with them for many years after you grew
Yeah,
up?
yeah. We used to go to that place because after we vacated that house, my grandparents occupied the same place.
Okay.
So we used to go back.
And
there.
you kept touch
We
with
kept
them.
in
Oh,
touch
how
with them,
lovely.
at least, till we
Yeah.
probably could. Till actually, my grandmother passed away in that house.
Okay.
Until that kind of happened. And I think that kind of thing has a different impact on
Yeah.
the family and so on. You know? And I think the quick-wittedness,
Yeah.
I think, was a very, very important
Nice.
part of play in those days. There was no jealousy or competitiveness in the play, except the spontaneity of
Yeah.
of
Just in the moment.
in the moment. And it was the spontaneity that was, greater than I have to win, I have to get this out and all that stuff. I think the games, as far as Palanguri goes, we played years later because even my mother played Palanguri.
But you were talking about your playing with your grandmother
Yes,
and your
when
mother.
she was there.
And what games did you play with them?
Palanguri was a very major game. We had Ludo also. Ludo was another game. Partly because my grandparents came from Bombay and they brought back all this, from Bombay, whatever they had over there. Bombay, as you know, had all these coming to them before any other city came and so on.
So when you played
Palanguri, Trade and Ludo were the three very important games with all of us.
Yeah.
Depends on who.
And when you played Palanguri, do you remember any specific instances or memories of playing Palanguri?
My biggest memory of playing Palanguri is if you play it with your grandmother, you can't immediately say you're cheating. You took one extra or one less or whatever it is to get to that stage.
And did your grandmother cheat a lot?
We thought she did. But we don't know whether we were honest in thinking that she cheated more than us.
Or was
or
she just
whatever.
better than you? And maybe that's why she won.
She probably won because she was smart. But we like to think that she also cheats, so we can also cheat. Gave us a certain sense of license, to, it's okay in a game to cheat.
Cheat a little bit.
Which I think was we never looked at it as ugly. Oh, I don't want to talk to you, you're a cheater.
It was just part of the fun of the...
Yes, it's just part of playing and whatever that it allows the camaraderie of the group, I think, sustained as far as the play was concerned, which I think is it's not as if you didn't fight when, your wicket was not gone and then they said you're out and all that. You used all the things in saying you're a cheater, you're a cheater cock was a very famous term and all that. But the very next day, come on, let's play again. The order of the day.
You also mentioned you'd played 5 stones a lot.
The 5 stones was, Hyderabad had a regular monsoon. So you're indoors, you're not outdoors all the while. And those were the times when you played more of the indoor games and sat inside. And the 5 stones was a very, very famous common game for us to play. And you had lots of stuff which it's not very easy to toss it and then put it down. And the quickness, I also think that it did a lot of the movement of the eye.
The hand-eye coordination.
And the coordination that comes from the hand and eye dimensions.
Have you ever seen these, Auntie? These are called... They used to, my granny used to give it when we were young to play 5 stones.
These were very, very popular because it's so light.
Yeah, you can't hurt yourself.
Yes, you can never hurt yourself for one thing. More importantly, you can grip it.
Yeah.
You can toss it and keep it without
grip it.
Very easy. You can grip it better. The 5 stones. We used to go around to places where there were constructions.
And pick those blue jelly stones.
Yes, we used to pick it and choose ones which had the size, the right same size, and we'd look at it as if we were construction specialists looking at what's happening.
I also remember the stones used to be very sharp. So initially when you're playing, it would hurt your hands and get rounded off.
This was the better. Then you got these, you could buy.
These are from Rajasthan. They look gorgeous.
Okay.
Made of lark. I thought they were absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, very pretty.
But I was just thinking today, I don't think many parents would let their children play with sharp stones,
the difficulties that I see in early childhood is they are far less hand-eye coordinated, because the activities that we did so much of poo todkardu,
Yeah.
Vinit, at homes, because every house had a jasmine tree or a
Correct.
parijatam tree, which we had to
Kanakamaram.
do. Kanakamaram. No, we had to do it partly because the parents wanted it for the puja.
Puja, yeah.
Or there were flowers, and you had to wear flowers in your hair in the evenings. You
Yeah.
couldn't just think,
Correct.
let it fall, we are not taking it. No, it was part of the considered
Culture,
ritual by
yeah.
grandparents and all, to say, pluck the flowers, tie it, and wear it on your hair. I remember once we had a jasmine tree, a jadimalli tree, and when two of us sat and tied it, we were so angry that we had to finish the game, and it had become dark, and that my mother wouldn't let us to go to play without doing it. And we measured 7 yards of flowers. So we just thought we might as well be selling this pocket money.
Rather than playing a game, everyone wants to play. isn't it?
Primarily, we felt we were deprived of the playing time or whatever, which I think was must have been very, not just recreational, but I think there must have been a lot of generation of multiple ways that the brain became active in fun levels,
Yeah.
in strategy, in trying to recall who won yesterday and you wanted to do something. So I think there was a lot of stimulation, basically as a play, I think, does get you into a lot of that stimulation format of.
So on that lovely note, we're going to end. Even Mrs. Padma Srinath still remembers how she was denied an opportunity to play because she was stringing jasmine flowers. What a memory! Thank you so much for being here, and do play some games to make up for the lost time.
I wish we do that.
Thank you so
My
much.
grandchildren don't play as much as we used to play, but
That's
they have
true.
a different. I think the TV is a sad intrusion in the game playing life of children, I think. But anyway, I think times change, and I think whatever happens for day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Auntie.
Vinny. Thank you for asking me. And I remember now my Madras are tying, grandmother still putting her pallangkudi thing.
Yeah.
Coming home, walking only to play with us. Don't know.
What a lovely memory.
Really.
Lovely memories.
Glad she wasn't a working grandmother who wouldn't be able to come and spend time.
True that. True that.
Anyway, thanks a lot. Thank you so much.